welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Lemon Tea Podcast. Here we are again with another week. Oh, can you guys see this? Like I'm in a new room. I moved to a new apartment, a lot more spacious. Now it's not low. Now it's no longer a Murphy bed and a cabinet next to me. I have a lot more space. So let's jump right into it. What are we talking about today, Gabriel?
This may be a little bit. Should we put like trigger warnings? We're gonna talk about like depression, anxiety attacks, and like maybe religion at the very end of it. We'll see where it goes.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So I think we talked about this a little bit earlier. We're okay. We're both not medically
Diagnosed.
diagnosed as like depressed,
Yeah.
right? And like
Mm-hmm.
we don't identify. Oh, we don't think we have depression, so we cannot really speak to what it feels like. But a lot of things that goes with depression, maybe we can relate more. And I was talking to you a little bit about anxiety attacks, and I mentioned it because I had one, maybe like I wouldn't say it's recently, like maybe early this year, and then because it's the first time I had it, I didn't know what it was. So to me, I can describe it like there's an imminent like feeling, oh, that I'm gonna die within the next like minute or something. It's
Is it
like,
that bad?
dude, it was kind of crazy. It was like it was very urgent, and I woke up from bed and I started putting my clothes on because I thought I needed to go to the hospital or something. But then when I reached my door, I'm like, whoa, what am I doing? I gotta breathe. And so
Wait,
like,
is it that bad?
dude, it was really bad. So that's why, because I never had an anxiety attack before, and I don't know what caused it. So you said that you have a lot of, or you've experienced many anxiety attacks. How would you describe your experiences?
Well, actually, I just wanted to ask, like, what triggered your panic attack or anxiety attack?
Um,
Because there have to be something that triggered it.
right. I don't know. So it's so I would like to get high on with marijuana, right? But then,
Okay.
oh, maybe this day I took too much or something like that, and it just suddenly hit me, and I stood up
What?
immediately and start changing. It was so
Okay.
weird.
So I thought there have to be something to trigger it. Because
Mm.
for me, how it started was it's actually very. It might sound stupid, but it's kind of like an issue for me. My Battle.net account got hacked
Oh, okay,
one
okay.
day, like around. I think it was around 6, 7 years ago.
Mm.
I was back in Hong Kong, but I was downloading Overwatch, I think, and I realized that my account got hacked. Well, what that means is someone must have entered my email somehow, or
Mm.
have another way to access it. I was super panicked. The heart rate was increasing, and I was like really panicking. I was like, again, it feel extremely uncomfortable. So,
Mm.
right now, even like, I have so many measures on all my emails, and like I've
From
like
this experience.
two-factor authentication, like all the thing on everything. Like my emails are super complicated,
Mm.
just because of that one incident that I actually went into like a semi-panic attack. But unlike you, I know that I'm not dying.
Mm.
But of course, but for me, it happens a lot more because every time I get an email, or every time I check my email,
Oh.
it would have a tiny one,
Mm.
like a tiny, like my heart would start racing. I was like, okay, okay, like
Mm.
it's actually, it sounds stupid, but it's actually a genuine issue, right?
Right. It's
Because
kind of like
every
PTSD.
it is
Uh,
actually it is.
uh,
Oh yeah, I think it is
yeah.
because
Yeah.
it did like something bad happened to me, so bad to the point that it kind of shocked me because
Mm.
I was like super confident that, oh, emails are never gonna get hacked, right?
Right. Right.
Like if you think about it, like all your informations, all your mails are like linked to one email.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you lose that, you lose everything, kind of, right? If you
Right.
think about it.
Right.
So for me, I was that was a Hotmail account before, and of course I changed to another one now
Mm.
just because of that incident. And it's actually even worse now. I need to check two emails.
Yeah, it's. I mean that's pretty funny because I have like one giant email for everything, but
Exactly.
it's
Right.
since it has so much, it's all like spam now. So I have like a
Right.
separate like
Exactly.
more I guess professional email where only like the important stuff go like banks or whatever that goes to that one, and then like
Correct.
the
That's
other
what I'm
one,
doing as well.
right? The
Yeah.
other one's just like YouTube, whatever,
Correct. Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah,
So for me, it's like all the things that I actually put money into are going to my main one, and the rubbish one is going to another one, like Deliveroo and stuff like that. Like Uber Eats, other promotional spam shit are in the other email. But yeah, I'm actually like curious because as you can see, my panic attack is always caused by something.
like a
It's
trigger.
caused
Yeah.
by triggers me like when I want to check my emails, when I want to like set a new password or stuff like that related to that. But yours is it just happened
Yeah,
out of
it was.
nowhere.
I guess I can relate. I've never had it that like extreme. Like whenever I would get too high, I would vomit because like, oh, it just wants to exit my system. And sometimes if uh, I haven't gotten weed in my system in a long time after like a break, maybe I have too much of a dosage, and then I will get too high, and then it would
Yeah,
trigger
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I don't know if it's getting too high that it triggered my panic attack, but it was the first time that I felt like, oh, I have to do something now. I have to get out of here. I have to get some help or something like that.
Well,
And
if you think about it, it's very much like a drug-related issue, right? It's not like me that is like real life affecting you. It's just that one time that happened. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
I could say
not that bad. I feel like.
right. This leads to another thing I wrote down for this. Do you believe? Okay, do you know that? So there's the statistics of the human brain doesn't get fully developed until 25, right? And
Right.
I kind of want to say that throughout my younger childhood to like a young adult, I was pretty like apathetic, and like I would be a very cold. I can't really like feel emotions or something like that. But after I guess going to like mid 20s and then like getting more in touch, actually maybe like smoking more weed, is that I feel that there's a bigger range of emotion. I can get more sad and more happy than before, and
Like when you grow up, when your brain is fully developed, you develop more emotion. Like you can explore more into your own personal like in depths. Is that what you're trying to say?
kinda yeah. Like there's more um when our brains fully develop at 25, right? And some people have like anxiety attacks or depression way before that. Do you think that because of these inhibitors that happen before their brain is fully developed, it kind of like suppresses like growth, like fully growth, to for them to be able to go around situations that would cause them anxiety? Like maybe in your case, that the email was you had such a bad experience that like a part of your brain just every time it associates that with
Correct. Yeah.
like an anxiety, so that but your brain hasn't developed like measures against it, so you never really did fully develop that. Do you think it will ever like go away, or do you think you'll get used to it? Or it's like, oh, this is not a big thing anymore.
I hope that I'll get used to it because if you think about it, it's something that will continuously happen throughout my life because you can't avoid it, especially at this day and age. Everything
Right.
is going online now. What you can like what I can do is just keep track of all the passwords or the emails, like there's really nothing, there's really no solution to that. But wait, what were you saying about depression just now?
um that because they experienced depression before their brain was fully developed.
Okay. Okay, so I feel like a lot of like I'm not gonna be too generalized, but a lot of people that get depression are usually at their like middle school times when they're like going through puberty and they're getting these emotional swings. I'm not sure about you, but maybe of course the two of us grew up in a very different environment, and especially for me that I was totally flopping in school. That was very stressful times. I would definitely say like there is like a good amount of depression within me, right? So, but again, like I've like recently started to like understand like a healthy amount of depression and like a medical like diagnosed depression. You know what I mean? Like there are people that literally are so depressed that they cannot function, or even like the anxieties are so bad that they can't like normally go to social events or stuff like that. Like I think this is getting more and more common. Like maybe for me the tick is like emails and stuff like that, but there are people with like easier ticks, you know what I mean? Like just saying like interacting with people, or like oh actually I got stage fright as well. So like everyone think that Jerry's always that extrovert that is like going around meeting people, but no, I was like a little pussy when I'm on the stage. Like there are stuff like that as well. I hate presentations because I always panic, you know.
Right.
But again, it's all in your brain, right? Like even for me, like I had to present like a few weeks ago. I was panicking a bit at the first, but like after like 30 seconds, like when I get into the groove and it's like, oh, okay, I'm panicking, I'm scared, but you know what? I have to do this presentation. People are asking me questions that I can actually answer. So why the hell am I not like composing myself and answer that bloody question, right? It's actually very simple. They're just asking me materials of the textile. So I'm just answering it. And it's like, what's the function? I'm answering. I know all the answers. Like I people would say like practice makes perfect. Yes, but for me, the initial scare and initial anxiety is always there. For me, it's just getting into it and just okay, what is there to lose? People are gonna laugh at me. Too bad, you know. But for me again, it's like this is my job. I have to do this every month.
Right.
I have to get through it, you know.
Right.
So yeah, but it's actually pretty cute because my colleagues are like, oh Jerry, don't shake, don't shake. I'm like, ah shit, okay, I'll try. And everyone have a laugh. It's like that's very cool, but at least everyone understand that I am an introvert at work. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think like things like public speaking and things like public interactions may be very hard for people, and for some of them is debilitating, right? Like I guess for me as well, we're both introverts. I would want to speak as little words as I can.
Oh,
In a
absolutely,
public
that would be
speaking, right?
fantastic.
Right, and but like we understand that, oh, because this is our job, or like we have relationships at stake, so oh we might as well just put our best foot forward and try to put ourselves in like uncomfortable situations, right? And I
Right.
think
I mean,
that
I don't want to put myself in an uncomfortable situation. I still
right.
avoid it, but you know, if it's worse upon, then too bad.
Actually, it's whenever my friends and like family invite me out to somewhere, my initial response is like, "Oh my god, I don't want to interact with people." But
Oh,
I always say yes. I always say, "Okay, yeah, I'll go," and then like I'll be like frowning while I'll say, "Ah, fine," and then but like when I actually go, I have fun. It's just that
yeah.
like the anxiety, even though these are like close people that I know and love, but like I don't know, maybe it's just because getting outside the house is such a chore to me, and I would much rather stay home play games and stuff like that.
Okay, like for me, it's like more to like people that I'm not used to.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, so yeah, you know, like we know within our friend group because we are so tight
Yeah,
that is like family, as Richie said in the
right.
previous episode. So I am completely fine with everyone that I know, but if with people that I don't know or with a group of people, like now the panic starts to come. But yeah, it's interesting that you brought up depression because I actually got a theory on that.
Okay,
I,
tell us your
I
hot take.
I always think that everyone have like some sort of depression within themselves. Like it's I wouldn't put it that whether or not you can overcome it because there are people that are not able to, but it's how you cope with it, I think. Because that I've learned in my time in Australia, there are people that are so depressed that it just could not work. Like they actually need a therapist, they need a doctor prescription. Like people will harm themselves. You know, like I was actually surprised that depression and anxiety can go to that level, right? Because for me, I always I see myself. I'm like, okay, I probably got depression. I'm depressed. I want to die, but at the same time, it's I'm still alive. You know, I'm still here. But there are people that are so extreme to the point that they are willing to damage and hurt themselves. Now that is very dangerous.
Mm-hmm. I think you're on the right track. The way that I kind of gathered information on this is that everyone has like a baseline of emotions. Let's say that on average, it's like everyone is in the middle. This is the average line where people can be like happy or sad. And people who has depression or like has a range of depression, they're most likely their baseline is a lot lower than a lot of people. So when they feel sadness, it is a lot more depressed,
A lot more,
a lot
right?
more than like a normal person. When they feel happiness, it might not be as happy as some other people would experience it. And because of this constant state of depression, this is what pushes them to be like, oh, life is not worth living anymore, and then they take they take their lives.
Drastic, yeah,
Right, yeah.
right. If you think about it, like I wanted to explore this a bit more. You know how different emotions are like primal instincts within our like biology, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you think about it, even panic attack, there is a use for it in like few thousand years ago, right?
Right.
Like the panic attack is for you to get the fuck out or go and murder someone, right?
It's your spidey
murder.
senses.
Right, exactly. It's like, okay, if I don't fight this tiger, I'm gonna die, you know.
Right.
Or if I don't run away from this bear, I'm gonna die. Like, it's that instinct. Like, it's bad. You're not supposed to trigger that all the time. But if you think about it, it's getting more and more prevalent within our, like, it's so stupid if you think about it. There's nothing to fear.
Right.
Like if you think about it, even my trigger, there's nothing to fear. Like you're not gonna die if you lose your email.
Right.
Like if you think about it, fair, like you're probably gonna be financially unstable. But like if they take all your money, if you right, but you're not gonna die, and it's all in your head, right?
Right.
And that, like different emotions like enhances your day-to-day life. But if you think about it, what the hell is depression doing with you? Like even in a primal state, right? Like do cavemen get depressed all the time? Like I'm just like depression and
what's
depressed.
The point of it, right?
Yeah, what's the point of it? It doesn't do anything other than make you sloppy. Like it's a negative attribute, right?
Right. Well, one way I can see a use of it is that without depression or like without feeling sad, you won't know what it feels to be happy. Like if you're happy all the time, and you would never feel sadness, then you would never feel happy, I guess.
Okay.
And there has to be a negative to a positive, right? What's another example I can use that is what's something that our body does that is negative to us? That okay, let's say if I'm drowning, okay,
right,
like there's no air in my lungs, so my body tells me, oh, you should grasp for air. But if I'm underwater, I'll just drink more water. Does that
no, but like if you like panic under the water, your heart rate will increase. That would actually like boost your metabolism. Like it is forcing your body to move, like move faster. Like that is what they're doing. So to an extent, you're moving faster, right?
Okay.
Whether or not you can swim is another story.
Right.
But it is boosting your body to swim. You know, that's the intention.
That's a bad example then.
And breathing is also like, of course you can breathe underwater, but when your body is lacking oxygen, they're telling your brain to open your mouth and breathe. Right. Oh, by the way, you can't suffocate yourself. Do you know that? By holding your breath, like you cannot.
Oh, you
would
lose consciousness before you.
No, like you can't. You literally cannot suffocate yourself by not breathing.
Right.
Like your body will force yourself to open up.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you meant like you would faint before you suffocate yourself. So when you faint, you let go and you start breathing.
Probably, yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong in that sense as well. But it's just interesting, you know.
It's the same thing as like you can't bite off your fingers if you tried.
Right. Oh, can you?
Try. You can try.
I think people that have mental illness definitely can bypass this. Wait, what are you gonna say about God or religion?
Oh, okay. So this is a big loop, but let's link like depression to that, right? A lot of people have Have you heard of ego death?
I heard of it, but I don't really know what it
Okay,
means.
okay. So it's a term that people use when they take psychedelics such as magic mushroom or psilocybin.
Oh, you see yourself, right? Like,
Not no, no, no,
is that
not really, not really. But like you get
okay?
into this state of hallucination that you kind of like detach your body from your mind, and you experience ego death, where like nothing in life, like it shatters all your perspective on life, and
Mm-hmm.
like everything you know doesn't matter.
Okay.
And like there's like this higher state of mind that you're in, where you come out of this experience feeling like your life has changed, or like you have a lot of
Mm.
more profound views on stuff. And how I want to bring that to religion is how I want to bring this to religion is that some people also um, explain religious conversion the same way, where they have
Okay.
found a new religion or a new point of morals and rules that this religion follow, and like this person to praise. Um, then they have found like the new like view on life, the same way that magic mushroom does the same thing. It like resets your brain, and
Okay.
I would kind of like attribute these two things to how your body has the need to like explain, give answers to things like, oh, what happens after I die? And in religion, it's oh, it's heaven. And maybe after you take magic shrooms, it's oh, it's nothing. But I have to accept that fact that like, you know, life goes on, blah 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 blah. We have a soul or whatever. Yeah, that is what I think, that our body, our mind works in such a similar way, that these stuff like magic mushroom and religion is pretty much like the same thing if you think about it.
Oh, I definitely believe in that. I
Mm.
believe that people that are the origin of like religion definitely links with like psychedelic. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
either they're super high or there is God. You know, there is no in between. You know, like literally, right? If you think about it, all the shit that they're seeing, like that's
Uh-huh.
not happening anywhere. You know, I always tell my friends, I don't know if there's actual God or like higher power or whatever,
Mm.
but if there is, then oh my god, I wish it is real, bro. Like I would be the Christian like day one, like the shit are cool, you know. I
Right.
always say this, right? I always tell, you know, I've said it multiple times in the podcast, like the religion shit are cool, you know. Like
Mm-mm.
I look into it a lot, like. I hope it is real, but there's probably a bunch of dude that's on Stroom or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that's fair.
biologically speaking, it just doesn't work that a virgin is
Right, right.
gonna get pregnant and give birth within a short period of time in a barn, and three guys come and give her presents. No.
It is a far fetch for a lot of people, but you know, this religion is it can be very good, even though if let's say doesn't, the stories are not real, right? Like it provides like, you know, sense of community and that whole like or set of morals thing. I think that's it's
I
even
think religion is fantastic.
right.
Like it gives a meaning to people. Like people are less fearful with religion, and they got
Mm,
something to rely on, right?
mm,
That's why religion is always a thing.
mm,
Within the whole course of the human race. People like pray to fire at first, or pray to rain,
right.
and then now we pray to a hairy dude in the sky, right?
You said okay. Let's go back to earlier in the episode where you said you think that more younger people are depressed, and but you also feel that
Mm-hmm.
there are more depressed people like nowadays versus, you know, I don't know, 20, 30 years
Mm-hmm.
ago. And would you say that because people are losing faith in like religion and like finding communities like that, that they don't
Right.
have that, they have that void in them that they can't explain that, oh, why do I feel empty? Why do I feel depressed all the time? There's no sense of purpose. There's no sense of meaning in life. You know, after I die, I just go to the ground. There's no heaven anyway. So would you say it's a big part missing in society now?
I think it's a yes and yes, but if
Mm,
you think about it, like I think human being as a whole, we tend to like want to associate ourselves to something. Like we need reliance on something, whether it is friend group or religion or another social media group or whatever. What I'm trying to say is I think social media plays a huge part in this, and I'm gonna be very careful and not say what I wanted to say, but you know how people are tend to going towards different groups, whether it's like good or bad, even hate groups, there are very dangerous groups in the internet, right? But the thing is, people associate themselves with something because they want to feel like we need to go back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. They want to be loved, right? This is like they're finding their true self within these groups because there are a lot more options than being a Christian right now. Like you can, you know what I mean? Like there are a lot more groups to join
You can
other
believe
than
in
religious
amputate.
group. Correct. Actually correct.
Yep.
You can literally become an alpha male group, and you could have that self-satisfaction within yourself over believing Jesus or whatever religion you believe in, or Buddhism or whatever. People are actually just literally finding self-worth within this group and having something to rely on. So to your question, yes, I think definitely. I think social media and the internet plays a huge role in this shift. I think I don't know the actual statistic, but I will argue that I think a lot of people are actually less likely to be religious in our day and age. We're both atheists. Like if we're going back like 100 years at least, like as a Chinese, we would be Buddhist, something like that, or like
Or
there have to
Taoist or
be some
something.
sort, some shit like that, like we have to be associated to some kind of religious or God, right? But I don't think that's the case anymore.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's the same sentiment. Let's see.
Damn, we got the same sentiment, huh? That's why we got a podcast.
Then we need Ela here to disagree with us or something.
Yeah. Ela is the person. Ela is the person that always disagrees, and his takes are so fucking weird.
Right.
Dude, you remember last episode? He said that like what? The woman and the child. No. The woman and the child on the lifeboat. I'm like, of course you let the woman and the child on the lifeboat. He's like, no, I'm going on it first. I'm like, no, you're not. It's super weird takes, but I mean he's not wrong.
Right. I mean,
but at the same time, it's like maybe not. Let's not like kick a child off the lifeboat.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll hear more from him next time. And this is pretty much our episode. Let us know what you think. Do you think religion should be more appealing to the mass public, or do you think that depression can be cured en masse some other way? Let us know in the comments below. Subscribe to us, like, share, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, and everything here is personal opinion. There's no medical or whatever research into it. Just us bullshitting here, okay? Don't sue us, everyone. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Touch some grass. Bye.